I mean, he was buried as a Tiger Eye staff. Anas was at the funeral. They treated the matter as one of their own has passed.
And we are going to find the killer of Ahmed. Ahmed died because of pictures. Way back
By
in
whom?
2018. I mean, the same person that keeps telling everybody that Ahmed Suale died because of pictures. If we are talking about who released pictures of Ahmed first, it will be Anas. Because if you look at the school feeding documentary, the 16th minute, you will see Ahmed with a camera in there. When years ago, a dead man has said, whoever is releasing pictures is trying to implicate you. And 5-6 years later, somebody is behind bars.
Because of the releasing of pictures.
Because of releasing
allegations
of
releasing of pictures.
Allegations, speculations of such a high crime.
Very sensitive interview because we are talking about a murder situation. It's very sensitive. We're talking about Ahmed Suale. Good evening, Imagine. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, Paul.
So when was the Mr. Daniel Koranteng, Amachi Akwesi Koranteng, all the names, when was he arrested by the police?
On the 15th of March, Saturday, in the afternoon. I think he was braiding his hair in Amasaman, where he resides.
And that's where he was arrested?
Exactly.
So he's not on bail yet?
No, he's still being upheld on very strange and bogus charges.
Bogus is your opinion?
Exactly, because he's been accused of releasing pictures.
So what have they told him? When they arrested, what have they told him? What are they concerned about?
What they are trying to say is that he released pictures, for which reason Ahmed Suale was killed.
He released pictures?
Yes.
Pictures that were in his custody?
Sold pictures.
He sold? That's allegation.
To Kennedy Japan.
He sold pictures to Kennedy Japan?
Yes, and he published it, which then caused Ahmed Suale's death.
That they exposed who Suale was?
Exactly.
And that is the charge that are given?
Exactly.
The charge that they have preferred against him?
Exactly.
All right, so...
Which to me, I think is strange.
We'll get to that in a minute, but he's not on bail yet.
No, he's not on bail.
The legal team were also concerned about something Multimedia did. What was it about?
We were in the interrogation room, I think around 2:28, we came out around 3:28, 3:30, thereabouts. When we came out, there was an article released an hour before we had come out. And it was seeking to say that my client, or should I say, Daniel Koranteng, had fled the country, and he was a fugitive of justice, and he just snuck in 2 weeks ago, making him a flight risk, and then amongst others, that he was the suspect of Ahmed Suale's murder has been apprehended. You know, those kind of narratives that are given to the general public raises a lot of anger and in fact, emotions. So before...
But has he not been apprehended for being allegedly part of or being responsible for the murder of Ahmed Suale? Is that not the reason why
At the time when we were in there, we were in interrogation. You are asking, they are trying to ask him questions as to how all these things came about.
Who were in there? Him, you, his lawyers?
Me, yes, and his lawyer, Kofi Essel. I'm sure you've seen him on...
But you're a barrister too.
Exactly, I am.
But Kofi Essel is representing him.
Exactly.
You are doing media for him.
Exactly.
I see. So all of you were there.
Exactly.
And they asked him questions.
Exactly.
What did they ask him?
Several questions. Things about his baby's mother, things about...
His baby mother?
Yes.
He's not married or he's married?
He is married.
But he has a baby mother?
Yes, his first child.
And they wanted to know something about...
Whether she worked for Anas, whether she... It was... To me, it was very strange.
Whether the baby mother works for Anas.
Exactly.
Okay, but Daniel works for Tiger Eye.
Exactly.
Okay, so when you came out, what was in the article?
The article basically said that he had been trying to interfere by getting bail, number one. Number two, that he was a fugitive of justice and that he had snuck out the moment the police were on his heel to London and returned just 2 weeks ago. And at that point, the police apprehended him and then presented him for interrogation.
Is there a history that the police were looking for him? Is there any history like that?
That could not have been possible.
Why?
Because this man has been in this country, working with the police themselves, applying...
On the Suale murder?
Not on the Suale murder.
Okay.
But on social media, he's everywhere.
Working with the Ghana police?
He's working with the Ghana police. He's been apprehending people, presenting them for his documentaries. He works in the medical field.
Documentaries in the medical field?
Exactly.
I see.
Usually He looks for people who are selling drugs that are unapproved by the FDA.
Oh, that's what he does.
Exactly. That's
so
what
this
he does.
story we're seeing on the TV now is what?
Poriel's pitch, yes, that was one huge saga that went on at the Good Park where one Dulcie Boateng had, gathered a lot of people selling all these butt lifts, flat stomach, all these products that were unapproved by the FDA. So there was a raid between, and it was a joint collaboration between him, Ghana Pharmacy Council, and the police and the FDA themselves.
Okay, so as an investigative journalist, he did a report and presented it to the police, and this is what he's been doing.
Exactly.
When did this happen? This story we're looking at.
Last year, just last year.
I see. So the police are in contact with him of sorts.
They are in contact with him. He's even recently applied to the Director General for an investigator to investigate some of these cyber crimes and all that. You know, people selling things on all these media platforms, internet platforms like TikTok and all those things.
So he's working as an investigative journalist regularly.
Exactly.
So this incident you talk about, the one you said he went to apprehend people, was somebody arrested? This selling the medicine?
Oh yes, a lot of them.
Including the main act, the Miss Boateng lady?
The Dulcie was, I think she was apprehended and then she kind of escaped from the bus. So she was not presented to the police, but a lot of others. One like the Mitch brothers, they were there. So he's everywhere.
Wow.
He's everywhere. He has police escorts.
But did the multimedia article say that he's run away?
Yes, they said he fled the country the moment that the police were on his heels, which is when Ahmed died. And
Ahmed died how many years ago?
That's about 6 years ago. And he just...
Also, the article alleged that he's been out of the country for at least 5 years.
Exactly.
But he had been in Ghana.
He had been in Ghana.
Was he traveling was he traveling outside the country?
Just last year, he traveled 3 times.
In the same year?
In the same year.
I see.
Even as of Monday, I checked...
What umbrella does he work under? Tiger Eye? These investigations you're talking about is Tiger Eye?
ISPY GH247.
What's that?
I Spy GH247. That's where he works.
I Spy?
I Spy.
So Daniel Koranteng works for I Spy GH.
Exactly.
And it's under this umbrella that he's been conducting investigations.
Exactly.
In collaboration with the Ghana police.
Exactly.
So you're making the point that it is not possible that he had run away and that he was a fugitive.
Never possible.
But there's article multimedia rules.
Exactly.
Have you drawn multimedia's attention to that?
I have. I sent them a letter of retraction and apology. I have not heard anything. I give them 48 hours.
Has it elapsed?
It elapsed today.
Okay. So you will write to them again?
No. It's time for action.
Okay, but who is Daniel Koranteng, by the way? Who is he?
He's an undercover investigative journalist, and he only does the medical areas. Drugs, tramadol. He's done a documentary on tramadol. It's all over the airwaves. You know, this fella McAfee, she was apprehended at some point for selling all these herbal products for butt lifts and hip lifts and whatever they call them. He was the one who did that. He's done so many things.
So what was on the TV now? Fela McAfee...
Not for sale of unregistered... Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So this was as a result of Daniel Koranteng's work. Because we all saw this story, but we didn't know the backroom behind. So this was as a result of Daniel Koranteng's work.
Exactly.
So this is what he's been doing.
Exactly.
But did he work for Tiger Eye before?
He did. I think it's between 2012 to 2013. 2013 to 2017. So for a period of time. I think about...
So he knows Anas Aremia Anas?
Very well.
He worked with him?
He worked with him.
What was his role in Tiger Eye?
He was an IT guy.
IT means what?
He's the one who usually sets the cameras.
The hidden cameras?
Exactly.
In all those places? So he traveled outside with Anas?
Oh yes, he traveled outside with Anas. He was with Anas. They were very good friends.
What is the relationship between his baby mother and Anas?
The baby mother used to make the beads that Anas used to wear. And that's all she used to do for him.
The baby mother is a beat maker?
Well, that's the narrative. That's what I know.
Okay, so she used to do that. So she was sort of part of the exercise of some sort?
No, she was just somebody who did a costume. She's not part of the exercise. It's a head costume. That's it.
That's it,
yes.
Okay. So when did he leave Tiger Eye, Daniel Koranteng?
2017.
Did he leave before the Kwesi Nyantakyi investigation was conducted?
I'm not sure, but it was around the same time.
Was he in Dubai for that operation?
He was in Dubai, I think. I think when he returned from Dubai, I don't know exactly what was happening over there with Kwesi Nyantakyi, or if he was even there in the first place. That I cannot speak to. But he went to Dubai with Anas, and on the return, there was some ill feelings. Daniel Koranteng felt hurt by some things that Anas did to him, and then decided at that point that he was done.
So there was a little bit of bad blood between Daniel Koranteng and Anas Anas.
Daniel Koranteng did not have any bad blood with anybody. All he said was, I do not like the way you treat me, and so I'm walking away to think about how to progress my life.
Was it about money?
Well, at some point, yes, because he claims, or the audios that we have as evidence goes to prove that when they went to Dubai, Anas had a problem with him because I think he was supposed to do something and it didn't happen. And Anas ignored him in Dubai for 3 days, in which he had to now look for sources or ways and means to survive in Dubai.
Whilst on operation.
And he felt that that was unacceptable on all levels because he loved him, he loved his family, he loved the man. So for you
Daniel
to do
Koranteng loved Anas.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He really loved him.
Okay.
He was one of the people who showed him his trade.
Anas showed Daniel Koranteng his trade.
Yes.
And that's what he does now with what he's doing.
Exactly.
So he trained him.
More or less.
Did he also meet Ahmed Suale whilst he was working with Anas?
Yes, he did.
He knows him well?
He knows him well.
So when he was leaving Tiger Eye, did he tell Anas that he's leaving?
Well, he did not exactly tell Anas that he was leaving, but he said it in the grapevine that he was done and he was going. When he said that, one guy called Muda called him into an uncompleted building and shot in the air. The Muda didn't say anything according to the narrative. He did not say anything to him. He just shot in the air. So Daniel Koranteng just kind of thought that this was a threat. So he just decided to just back away. So he just never went back to work again. So
Muda, you're introducing interesting elements. Muda was part of the group?
Exactly.
And when Daniel said that he was leaving, which you say he didn't tell Anas himself.
Yes.
Who did he tell?
I think he was just discussing it with the workers and saying, I'm done, I'm going.
So Anas must have heard.
Exactly. He said it through the grapevine.
And Muda invited him out to a place.
Yes, in Chado. You know, they were building a glass factory there, and Daniel Koranteng was in charge of that. So he pulled him.
He was in charge of Anas's glass factory?
Yes, building.
That's a huge one. I've seen it. It's
yes.
in Chado. It's huge.
He was the one in charge of that.
Inside the construction?
Yes, he was like the foreman, making sure that everything was done properly.
Then Anas trusted him.
Exactly.
So it was at this Chado place that Muda,
yes,
as you say, what did Muda do? He called him and said, come and get a gun?
He called him into an uncompleted. He said, come. He went in and then the Muda shot.
Muda was holding a weapon?
Yes, he shot in the air, and Daniel Koranteng said, why? Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? He didn't say one word and he walked away. All these things were things that Daniel Koranteng told everybody as far back as 2019.
Oh, these things happened in 2019?
Exactly. So many years ago.
But you said he was leaving in 2017.
2017, he left in 2017.
So 2019 he was still there?
No, what I'm trying to say is that he was explaining this to the whole world in 2019.
In 2019,
exactly.
That the events that occurred in 17.
In 2017.
By 19, he was telling people. So exactly. You're saying it's not new information?
It's not new information.
Okay. Where's Muda now?
I have no idea. I don't even know who he is.
What was his relationship with Ahmed Suale, Koranteng?
They were friends. They were very good friends.
Colleagues and friends?
Colleagues and friends.
Did they have interactions around the time that Suale died, before Suale died? Did they have any interactions?
Yes. Daniel Koranteng had an interaction with him, I think somewhere in July, where...
that's a text message on the showing the text message on the screen now, yes. Okay, so this are some of the
Yes.
text messages?
Yes, Ahmed said he had resigned.
Okay, so,
So
this
he
is who is in green, who is in white?
Daniel Koranteng is in green.
Ahmed TGG. That's how he's titled it.
Exactly.
So, okay, cut it, enjoy your day would be Daniel Koranteng.
Yes.
Am I right on that? Okay.
Yes, you are right.
Do you know I found the person who leaked the videos? Who is asking? You. That's Daniel Koranteng asking.
Exactly.
Then the guy comes back and says, as I said, I resign. So who is saying he's resigned?
Ahmed.
Ahmed Suale is saying he resigned.
Yes.
So I don't care. But then anyone who leaked a video that couldn't leak videos we did
After you left.
After you left has done so to
implicate
you. Or he says that do you know I found the one who leaked the videos? This is Daniel. Was Daniel accused of leaking some video?
Yes, he said anything that went wrong after he left, he was always accused of it.
Which videos? Do we know the videos they're talking about?
I think of some Arab men or something. I don't know what videos they're talking about. But I think that they had so-called pictures of them or whatever.
Yeah, but Kennedy Japan, in his Who Watches the Watchman, showed videos that would look like internal ANAS system videos.
Yes.
It would look like that because you see ANAS in talking and all that. And ANAS knew it was being filmed. So I'm sure they were filming it internally. Could it be these videos, the leakage of these videos about which ANAS was concerned that it could be Daniel Koranteng who did it? Could it be that? It was that.
That was what he was trying to say. That all those videos that were leaked and that were roaming around the airwaves was from his quarters. And he said, I don't have anything to do with you. I just want to live my life. So why would I be leaking videos?
Maybe to sell.
Nobody watched those videos. Who watched those videos?
Kennedy Japan wanted them.
No. He was never the one that released any videos. He would never sell any videos. If you listen to the narratives, he's only accused of selling pictures.
Not videos. He's
Not
having a
videos.
photograph. But in this text that you show us.
Yes, so these videos, there was one other man that had access to the PC.
Okay.
And so in some chats, it was released that...
Which PC is that?
I think the PC where they were using for maybe editing videos or whatever it was.
Okay.
Yes, so the person, I think, was living very closely with them and had access to them. And then, so I think he was the one who was releasing them.
So by the time Ahmed Suale died, he was not a member of Tiger Eye PI.
No, he was not.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, he says it here. He was not. He said, I have resigned. I don't want to have anything to do with them. But you too be mindful, because anyone who is leaking videos that could not have been leaked after you left is trying to implicate you. And today, we are all here because Daniel Koranteng is accused of leaking pictures.
To your knowledge, or to Daniel Koranteng's knowledge, did Ahmed Suale fall out with Anas Arimia or Anas?
Well, it would appear so, because from the narratives or from the text messages, he had a lot of complaints about him. He had even said in one of the text messages that if he were to talk, what Ken did was small.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, he even went ahead and said that you do all these efforts and you are not appreciated. So he had some...
And you have these text messages?
Oh, yes, I have.
You can share... Oh, you have to look at me. You can share with some of us? You can share it with the media?
I can share it.
Of Ahmed Suale talking?
Yes, I have Daniel Koranteng's full permission to share everything.
Okay, let me tell our viewers that we will obtain these videos and share it to you on the extended interview of this, on the extended program interview of this very important interview. So don't worry, if you are watching it now and we are not showing the videos, keep an eye on Good Evening Ghana on this page and on TV on Tuesday night, so you get everything. Okay, so wow. You said Ahmed Suale said in a text that if he were to talk, what Kennedy did with Who Watches the Watchman will be small, will pale into insignificance.
Yes, he said the whole Ghana will shake.
If he were to say what he knows about the operations of Tiger Eye.
Exactly.
What then was Ahmed Suale doing by the time he died, to your knowledge?
I have no idea what he was doing. Because I think he said he was going to lay low in one of the text messages. And after that, my clients never had any interactions with him again.
Then he heard he had died?
Then he heard he had died.
Did he attend the funeral, Daniel Koranteng?
No, he could not have attended the funeral. Because
why?
upon the death of Ahmed Suale, people were calling him and threatening him. I think
why do people think that he could have been part of the operation to undo Ahmed?
Because a certain narrative has been set way back
By
in
whom?
2018. I mean, the same person that keeps telling everybody that Ahmed Suale died because of pictures.
Who is this person?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. We should ask, the whole Ghana should ask, who set the narrative years ago saying that Ahmed died because there was a release of pictures. Now, this Ahmed, his pictures are everywhere. If we are talking about who released pictures of Ahmed first or who released Ahmed's image first, it will be Anas. Because if you look at the school feeding documentary, the 16th minute, you will see Ahmed with a camera in there.
But they don't say that he's Ahmed Suale.
You don't have to say he's Ahmed Suale.
Yes, but having somebody's image in a documentary is quite different from having the image and writing the name Paul Adomochi on it. So because Ahmed is not on TV, he's not like me that people can, my name and my face are associated for many years. Ahmed's face may be known, but they didn't say in the documentary that this is Ahmed Suale.
My position is that Ahmed was not an undercover investigative journalist. Whoever he was interacting with during those documentaries.
Yes. When I interviewed Kwesi Nyantechi's wife, she told me that Ahmed came to Kwesi Nyantechi. He even came to their house to invite them to Dubai. So yes, he doesn't cover his face. He shows up.
So everybody knows who he is.
Not everybody, but some people.
I mean, those who
certainly Kwesi Nyantechi knows him. Kwesi Nyantechi's friend Mohammed knows him. Some people around the GFA also know him.
Yes.
He comes and he says, "Ahmed is looking for you." So he's quite well known. So you are making nonsense of the fact that given the so-called narrative of an Ahmed photograph is baseless.
Exactly. It is very baseless because photographs of a person who is not hidden. He even has a Facebook page with his photographs. He has published his photographs everywhere.
And on the Facebook page, he's called Ahmed Suale?
No, he's called Usong Diwala. Yes, but if I want your image, it's not too difficult to get it. If I
get the point you are making. That if somebody is looking for Ahmed's image, it's not difficult. It's there. It's available.
If I know
once I know who to ask him, and you get the image on social media.
Perfect.
So this image that we're seeing on the television, you said it was shared by Ahmed himself?
Yes, shared by him.
This is Facebook page?
Facebook.
But what name does he use on the Facebook page, you said?
Usong Diwala.
Usong Diwala.
Diwala, yeah. Well, I can't really pronounce it, but that's what
I see.
Yeah, I read it. He has pictures of his wife there, his children there. Everything about him is there. So it's strange why the narrative would be that the person died because of pictures. When years ago, this man has said, a dead man has said, whoever is releasing pictures is trying to implicate you. And years later, 5, 6 years later, somebody is behind bars.
Because of the releasing of pictures.
Because of releasing
allegations
of
releasing of pictures.
Allegations, speculations of such a high crime. Such a crime that is I mean, if you are slapped with a murder charge, you can imagine.
So the police are not saying to Daniel Koranteng that he killed Suale. They are saying that his release of the photographs led to the murder of Suale. Is that really what the charge sheet is about?
Yes, and then they claim that he was in the vicinity, which I doubt very much. And even if you are in the vicinity...
He was in which vicinity?
He was around, they say he was around Medina.
Medina is where Ahmed Suale lived, and that's where he was killed.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Daniel Koranteng was said to be around Medina.
That is what they say.
At the time that Ahmed Suale died.
That is what they say.
There were many people around Medina at 5 p.m. in the evening.
Exactly what I'm trying to say.
But what was he doing in Medina anyway?
My client never said he was in Medina.
He's denied the fact that he was in Medina?
He said he doesn't play there. He doesn't know what he will be doing in Medina.
Does he remember where he was?
I mean, we are talking about something in 2019 and it's 2025.
2019 is when Ahmed died?
Exactly. January 2019.
Yes, but if you say that people were calling him from that time, he certainly must remember where he was.
When people called him, he was at home.
Where? Amasaman.
Amasaman. So to him, it is strange.
Had he gone to Medina that day?
He doesn't remember. He said not that he doesn't remember. He said he wasn't there.
But I get your point that it's neither here nor there.
Yes, exactly.
Where he was is neither here nor there. In terms of a charge sheet, it's really ridiculous to
because
rely
if I'm
on
somewhere,
where a person was.
Maybe I was going my way, somebody said pass here. I mean, as far as I know, when he was called that Ahmed, or he was told that Ahmed had died, he was in Amasaman at his residence. And anybody who knows this gentleman very well knows that he's an early sleeper.
I see. Okay, so he's not. So by the time Ahmed died, was Ahmed, as far as your client knows, was Ahmed talking to Anas?
Was Ahmed? I don't know.
On friendly level, you know that.
Nobody knows that.
But he has certainly resigned from Tiger Eye.
Yes, he had resigned.
But that information has never come out. I mean, he was buried as a Tiger Eye staff. Anas was at the funeral. They treated the matter as one of their own has passed. They didn't say that he had left.
Mine. And we are going to find the killer of Ahmed. We are going to find the killer of Ahmed. And Ahmed died because of pictures. But to the best of our knowledge...
Let me finally ask you about the baby mother, because there's information that Anas spoke to the baby mother. What's that about?
Yes, she was heard in a conversation with Daniel Koranteng that...
Do you have that audio?
Yes.
You'll give it to us?
With you.
All right.
He was said to have been planning, or Adolf and Anas. She said, if I can say it in Twi or say it in English, and I'm actually Jane said maybe Fino.
Who's talking?
This is Anas.
Telling the lady.
This is the lady repeating what she had heard.
Okay, what is it?
She's saying that I'm actually Jane say maybe Fino. I fey and I'm a And she said some other lady in the...
Has the baby mother fallen out with Daniel Koranteng?
Well, yes, they have fallen out.
Because I'm wondering why Anas will be talking to her, indicating the threats that he wants to carry out, if indeed he did, threats he wants to carry out against her baby father, unless, of course, the two of them are falling out.
They had fallen out. They always fall out. They will start talking again. They fall out. They'll start talking again. But now they are not on good terms.
The lady and Koranteng.
Exactly.
But Anas is on good terms with the lady?
Obviously, because she's the one who's giving the narrative.
But if she's not on good terms with Daniel Koranteng, why is he calling him back to alert him that this is what your boss is saying?
No, at the time, what I'm trying to say is that they fall out and they become friends again.
Okay,
the time,
they had become friends again.
And she's saying, oh, do you know what happened here? This person is saying this and this and this. Okay. And that we are planning that... one Adolf was saying that we should fake an armed robbery attack, and somebody should even beat me up, so that in case you survive, you will not know that there was a ploy like that.
I don't get it. Somebody should beat who up?
Beat the Adolf up. So we are planning an armed robbery attack.
On who?
On Daniel Koranteng.
And what's Adolf doing with it?
And Adolf will be with him, Daniel Koranteng.
Oh, she'll be hanging around with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if the armed robbers come, they are supposed to kill Daniel Koranteng and beat Adolf, so that it will be like they were both victims of the crime. And
Daniel passed, so that it won't even look like it's orchestrated.
Exactly.
And Adolf was part of the plan.
And Adolf, she's heard saying that Adolf was part of the plan.
Adolf was part of the plan for himself to be beaten.
Yes.
Really?
Willing to be beaten.
Why? Who was Adolf? Who could Adolf be doing this for?
Adolf was still working with Anas at the time.
This is getting very complicated.
Yes.
But it's taken the police 6 years to arrest the same Daniel Koranteng who has collaborated with them since Ahmed Suale died.
Yes.
That is shocking too.
Collaborated with them, applied to them. He has police escorts following him everywhere when he's going for all these meetings. So to me, I was shocked when you say he's a fugitive of justice. He fled when the police were closing in on him, and just returned 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, everybody in this Ghana who knows him knows that he's been here. People are having dinner with him. He's looking after relatives. He's paying for people to be released from hospitals. He's doing a whole lot of things in Ghana. He's in plain sight. He's not hiding.
When do you go back to court? When's the next court date?
I'm not sure about that, because I have completely withdrawn from...
Okay, but it's sometime soon?
I think that
don't you have a bail application to file?
I think it's first April. Yeah, we are going to file a bail application.
Okay, so finally, what's your suspicion?
I don't do suspicions. I'm just telling the facts as I have them. I speak to the facts. That if really somebody who knows someone, that we are friends, I don't have to wait for you to come home before I can finish you. I don't have to wait. And if it's even worse, because when people are around that know that I know you, it will be so easy to pinpoint me.
You are saying why it cannot be Daniel Koranteng?
It cannot. And especially somebody cannot be killed because of pictures. The pictures that were everywhere.
But the description that the police gave to the Suale murder, it involved more than one person.
Obviously.
Because there were people in a vehicle who chased him. They tried to shoot at him, according to the police story, shoot at him. He was trying to maneuver away, hiding, running in his car, in his neighborhood where people knew him. And they were chasing him. So it's not one person.
So we can say that even Daniel Koranteng does not even know about all these things.
No, the police published that.
Yes, but he himself he's like, he doesn't even know how that thing even happened. Because even when I asked him, I had this guy that he said, what he said to me was, he thinks that they were motorbikes.
It could have been?
Yes.
Wow.
And even that motorbikes was when we were in the interrogation room when they were saying it. This guy, as soon as Ahmed died, he was like the most hated person amongst people that he used to love. Everybody was calling and threatening him. And he's going on live air, telling people, listen, my life is in danger. People are accusing me of what I don't know anything about.
Did he report those threats to the police?
He did. There's a Tesano police station report.
Is it forming part of your legal documents?
Yeah, well, definitely. It is part of it.
He reported to Tesano police that I'm being threatened by people I used to work with for the murder of Ahmed Suale.
Exactly. He's even seen...
Did the Tesano police follow up to ask those people that he said were threatening him questions?
The case docket was taken to police headquarters.
Moved from Tesano to police headquarters?
Exactly.
And what happened?
Nothing.
Zero?
Nothing till date. And if you go online, all those media reportage and things on his allegations have been cleaned.
Oh, there were media reports that Koranteng has reported to the police so, and
yes.
Those news items have vanished from internet.
Have vanished. If you go to Ghana Web, there was an article, but we had archived it. Now when you go, it's just the heading.
So you have it?
I have it.
Will you share it with us?
Oh, I will share it.
What's the heading?
I would have to check on my phone. I would have to check on my phone.
Well, viewers, this is where we are. This is what we got. It's very complicated, but we're going to do our best to bring you the whole story on the renewed police effort to find the murderess of the very dastardly murder of our dear friend and brother Ahmed Suale. Right now, the lawyers for Daniel Koranteng are suggesting that what the police is doing is a whitewash in the matter, and that they have nothing to do with it, and Mr. Koranteng had absolutely nothing to do with it. We'll continue to give you the full details of the story as we go on. Have you found it?
Not yet, but I think I've finished.
Okay, no problem. If it's part of the documentation you're giving us.
Yes, I can.
That's,
yeah.
So, which police station are they keeping him? Do you know?
I wouldn't like to put that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's important. I see. Nothing more to ask. We'll leave it here and keep the conversation.
Thank you.
Take heart. Hopefully, you'll be fine. Thank you very much.
ENJ Home Deco asye aha yeton inkonya papa e wa ha sei inkonya leda no wudi si wude mu e forever and ever just one kasa wo pese wo sesa wo nkonya no na leda no de wa wo bana wa wo besom wa wo hu atim se mi fili leda nan kasa enga dia epa enga dia etete enga dia esei ani na de yedi enua aye no so no endwa ni mu oduye ye papa ehon pa ehon sei egu dem a egu ho a chese obi eba besrawa fe eti wani mu ye pa ni nyina so ebo eda from ye pa nkonya ne de emu efe ye se de wuhu e wo screen ni so no ye wo single ones wa ha se ya se wo bedroom na pese ya audit na ni ahomache wo tena se na wa dwendwen wo life ho a eno so ebusu bebre e wa ha se 2 in 1 e wa ha family size de enso e wo aha se na ENJ Home Deco enye nkonya kwa na yeton ye wo center tables nyina so ebi wa ha ye wo side tables enso wa ha ene wo kwa wo dem a esisi nchen wo di wo phone bi beto so charge a no so kama center table no so no flowers ni siso a ana se wo teddy bear ne da so a fa akono ye pa yeton eye emema shirt designer shirt nkwan so na yeton wa ha sei yeton shirt papa wo betimi e de etukwan shirt a wo betimi e de akwa wedding program bia shirt a wobetimi edi akọ eyi ase shirt a ehyewo a obi hu ose papa yi ana abrante de nani atiye pa because nipa de wipia bonti a eya wo dressing ne ebi hu nipa usu ne wo ban a wo ye eti dressing de ehu hia ye pa eti no fo ani kire E&J home decor ha say na ba beje shirt papa pa efa ehyewo a wankasa wo be feel gbenze within you no na E&J enye shirt nkwa so ne sanso eton wa ha say ye wo wall posters enso e wa ha ebo bedroom ebo ho a fe obi besra wa kono yi a chese eti wanim pa enya go na me de said you hu screen so say eyefe ani ne bronso ewo form yesanso akwa wall clock nso e di aba ebo wo no ho a ene eno ane say time ne nso ikura na person the time bia wo hwe wo clock no because efe design no eye one in town wa wunya bi wo ba bia age say E&J home decor ha say yakwa bathroom mirrors so di aba eno so no efe ye size bia bi wa ha type bia bi wa ha wo ba E&J home decor ha wonsa ebekam tomato paste ai eduane no aso hu hia wo to nya mari na siesie wo ho ne wo da mu wi a akase wo bedidi eno so nya dwe wo ho yie pa enti akwa tomato paste original one a ne bo eda from enso edi aba ubetini aba betobi yesanso ewe cooking oil ya fe no sunflower no yakofa bi so edi aba wunim say sunflower cooking oil there quality original wo di ye aduane na say we mistake bi mpo na bi nchi bi gu mu kwa na bro so a oil no ebe solve mistake ni nyina de ama wanka say bia na do ye no na egusu ejizane na so ye pa eti no for wani chrem ewe E&J home decor aha no ye wholesale and then retail o pese utu tonwa ye available o person tone mako so ye available wakasa wa chichini benchen so na wutimi mba wo frɛ number na etwagu screen na mama comfort e de nyema no be brew e wankasa wo fia wo da ho no wanwa no bete pepe E&J e na yaba no ya na yaba no E&J home decor na ye di abrochiri abadana
so wo say ye say sem fefefe ye efi Royal Gallery e wo opekuma and into jema me number no ni ndin kita wo diem 0537 314546 0537 314546 na man na me de atuja amount no from ma me no ni ndin kita wo die so person ye say wo ba no mfanya na yo fro ana say ye say wo ba no mfanya bibibia e fa na nanom ne ehema asem ho and dem e kan for Royal Gallery e de amount say from no no mu ndin kita wo die o mbe say wo ba no so de ye bibi e wo school ana say mpo wo to e de amuna wo nua e wa amunane ana say wankasa wo to na wa ton bibibia la wo biala Drivi the bia wo won sebeka so wo Ghana ha so wo amonane the bia wo bia wo frɛ maami a wonin bedin kita wo de na wo so be siesie na wo ba no na wo aye feye papa.
The foundation of every kid's education is important to every parent. That is why Lļļed International School is here to give your kids a solid foundation. A school that cares about its environment and seeks to transform it is one that cares about the education and well-being of its kids. The school has a playing ground, a bus to convey the kids in and out of school, as well as a well-furnished facilities and resources to groom the kids to future leaders. Not forgetting the well-learned teachers that are patient with the kids to ensure understanding is easy. They are located at Amanfrom off the Pokwasi Amasaman Road. For more information, call 0246 928 031 or 0246 098 067. Be part of a school that leads, learns, evolves, acts, and develops through sound education. Lļļed International School, the next leaders.
School now batan biya de ne baro ko hono ninyo. Oye Rainbow Montessori International School. Yeah. Rainbow Montessori International School. What you from Kratchi? You go see JHS. The Rainbow Montessori International School, my from Anna. What been wrong? What's that? What the Montessori curriculum in a syllabus? No, what the children are. The teachers are honor. When you know why a degree holders, what the Abutana Badoyan, what the trauma from an adio. Now, Rainbow Montessori International School, Wakitaba from your man, what the trauma from an adio. It's your mama from an one not doing boy wrong. Wakita Ultra Modern Science Laboratory, Computer Laboratory, Library and Research Center, Art and Sculpture Laboratory, Hygienic Canteen, now for a clinic. Now, more you can 1 point there. Rainbow Montessori International School, or your boarding house. Into Unfahu Baby Awobiara, Wawa from Anabatu School, Unfound Watakwa, Takrade, Elibo, Cape Coast, Accra, Kumasi, one boarding house facilities now. Or your modern standard. Now, wash your papa, it's your house master and house mistress. What you want to a boarding house no? It's your new Robiara, Bambo, another security in the sure. And if Wabo from Anabra, the Eberhu Rainbow Montessori International School, it was Takwa in Soye, opposite police station. It is said Obaba Rainbow Montessori International School. To what you name nada? What's that? What Shana the Papa? Emanazamsina, what Channel 111. It's a quad admission form. It was Hantaman Rabank, what Takwa Soye branch. Frayane 0277 100 823. Rainbow Montessori International School. In Moframa one that in a one fapim. Oshasuaha. It's a Hana Barton Biara. Ordinary from a river.
JLK Guest House and Event Center, nestled in the serene town of Efiduase Koforidua in the eastern region. So buckle up, because this place is a blend of comfort and local charm that you won't want to miss. First off, let's talk accommodations, because after a long day of exploring, a cozy bed is exactly what you need. JLK Guest House offers a variety of rooms, from luxurious executive suites to comfortable standard rooms. Each room showcases a blend of modern amenities and traditional aesthetics, perfect for both relaxation and getting a taste of local culture. Feeling hungry? The on-site restaurant will tantalize your taste buds with both international and local cuisines. Imagine enjoying a plate of steaming hot jollof rice or sinking your teeth into some freshly grilled tilapia, all while soaking in the vibrant atmosphere of Ghana. Now, let's not forget the conference hall and event center, which can hold up to 250 people. Whether it's a high-powered business meeting or a lavish wedding, this space is equipped to handle it all, ensuring every event is as seamless as it is memorable. And guess what? The real magic of JLK isn't just in its facilities, but in the warmth of the staff. Here, everyone is treated like family, so whether you're a first-timer or a frequent visitor, you'll leave feeling like part of the community. So whether you're looking for a peaceful retreat after a day of adventure, a spot for your next big event, or just a cozy corner to enjoy a meal, JLK Guest House and Event Center in Efiduase is your go-to destination. Trust me, it's not just a stay, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags, bring your adventurous spirit, and let's make some unforgettable memories at JLK